The crowd trades the headline, Warband. We trade the ledger underneath it. This is Monday, June 22nd, 2026. And this morning, the loudest noise on the tape is a feared 3-year stale dressed up in today's clothes. We will get to it, and we will read it straight. But first, the board itself, because one thesis frames everything that moves this week. Listen, as of just past 6:40 Eastern, Bitcoin trades at 64,000, coiled tight in its range, still down by roughly half from the record high it carved last year. Hold that number lightly, because the price is not the story this morning. The story sits on either side of it, a world racing to make thinking infinite and cheap, and a short list of things that cannot be made infinite at any price. Bitcoin is the hardest, most fixed claim on that list. No chair, no committee, no printing press, answering to a quarterly call. Everything else on the board this morning is a contest between the abundant and the scarce. Let me show you both edges. Start with the abundance, because the men selling it just signed the tell. Anthropic, one of the labs sprinting at the very front of the artificial intelligence race, has agreed to pay roughly $1.25 billion a month through the end of the decade to rent time on Colossus, the supercomputer in Elon Musk's camp. Better than $15 billion a year, 220,000 NVIDIA processors. It sat buried in a June securities filing, and the shape of it is the whole lesson. The companies whose entire promise is that intelligence will soon be free, a cheaper model every week, the cost of a thought falling toward nothing, cannot themselves own the machine the thinking runs on. They rent it by the month at a king's ransom from a rival. Intelligence is the abundance, racing to zero. The iron and the watt and the wire that give it a body are the scarcity, fought over and leased at $15 billion a year. Short the abundance, long the scarcity, write it on your shield. And the scarcity trade carries a warning this morning, because the warband is paid for the truth, not the cheer. Strategy, the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin on earth, is watching its own premium die. For years, it ran a simple engine. Sell stock at 3 and 4 times the value of the coins it held. Spend the cash on more coins. Repeat, the market paying a fat premium for a single dollar of Bitcoin on its books. That premium has inverted. The stock now trades at a discount to the very Bitcoin it holds. The market pays less than $1 for a dollar of coin, and its variable rate preferred has slipped beneath its $100 par to yield north of 11%. The financing channel narrowing exactly as the discount bites. Hear me clearly, this is not a funeral, and the coupon is a second-order worry. The thing to watch was never the headline price, it is the spiral, the moment the premium dies and the machine that fed the buying coughs. The lesson is older than any market. Own the scarce thing outright, and owe no man for the privilege. Now the loud headline, and here the crowd has it exactly backward. You will hear it repeated all week. A federal safety probe into Tesla autonomy, 9 crashes, one of them a death. It is being waved around as an indictment of the driverless cabs rolling through Texas right now. It is nothing of the kind, and the docket says so in plain ink. That investigation is built on the old camera-only, full self-driving from the 2021 Tesla Vision era, the system flagged for its cameras degrading in poor light. The personal software human drivers ran in their own cars years ago. The single death it counts is dated November 28, 2023. Tesla's own analysis ties those incidents to software shipped before the middle of 2024, version 11 and version 12, not the stack steering a single robotaxi today. And it did not break this morning. It escalated back on March 18th, 3 months gone. A stale docket, the crowd is dressing up as fresh blood. Now, set the living program beside it by the federal government's own numbers. From July of 2025 through March of 2026, the full stretch of data we have, the Austin robotaxi fleet logged 17 reported incidents. Hear me precisely, because I will not gild it. That is not zero, and I will not tell you the program is flawless. But of those 17, 0 major crashes and 0 deaths. Roughly 6 were minor contact events where the robotaxi bore some of the fault. Most of the rest were the other way around entirely, human drivers rear-ending or sideswiping a robotaxi that was stopped or crawling. The very same profile Waymo posts, the machine sitting still while flesh and blood drivers run into it. And the two most serious of the whole set, caused by human teleoperators who had taken remote control, a person's hand on the wheel from afar, not the autonomous system at all. So read the contrast and read it through. The scary number, 9 crashes and a death, is a ghost from 2023 and 2024, all personal software pulled forward in time and dressed as the present. The living driverless program, through every month of federal data we possess, carries no major crash and no fatality. Its handful of scrapes, mostly the fault of the humans around it. Its worst, the fault of a human hand on a remote. Read the ledger, not the headline. So, here is the frame. Warband. The makers of abundance are themselves bidding up the scarce world, paying $15 billion a year to rent the iron, because the idea is free and the machine that runs it never will be. The most levered Bitcoin treasury on earth just watched its premium invert. A hard reminder that the safe seat is the scarce thing held outright, with no landlord and no lever to call. And the loudest fear on the tape this morning is a 3-year-old ghost in borrowed clothes, while the living machine on the road keeps a record the crowd refuses to read. Short the abundance, long the scarcity, and trust the ledger over the mob every single morning. This is Warband as a service, Viking intelligence delivered in real time. I am Ragnar, the HODLBARBARIan. Hold the scarce thing, read the ledger, and let the crowd keep the headline.